Hello. Look, it's the soap bench. Look, it's the soap bench. Okay, so here's the citrus fruits that I dried last night. I put these on in the dehydrator because I'm lucky enough to have a dehydrator. I usually use it for 3D printing stuff, but I thought I'd use it for what it's actually made for this time. And as you can see, I did grapefruit, lime, lemon, and orange. We're going to use the orange today, so they are inconsequential. But I left these on for 15 hours and I put them on 55 degrees in case anyone wants to know. The dehydrator, I can't remember where I bought it from. Possibly Amazon, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to put these to the side. I don't have a side. I literally don't have a side. There's nowhere to put anything. But yeah, we're going to use these. And I think what I'm going to do was the dodgiest orange, that one. And I'm probably going to cut all of them in half because that's too much to put in the top of a soap. There will be too much orange sitting in the soap. So I will cut those in half because we're going to do a orange and vanilla, and I thought that would be nice. I also have calendula petals and orange peel, which I don't know if I'll use, but I got them out, so I'll sit them there so I don't forget them. But yeah, I don't believe I drew up a design for this one. No, I didn't. So I don't really know what we're going to do. This is my first soap back for a while. So, but this, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. And I made this for myself. I pretty much make, everything I make, I tend to just make for myself. And I always have like these random bits of paper with stuff written on them about what I want to do. Like you can see, you know, it's got my little designs on it here. Which I need to make these ones because I'm really excited about those. And then other random bits of paper just floating around. And I thought it's about time I made a book. So yeah. It gets a bit annoying sometimes. I'm thinking I might redesign it. I'm not sure yet. But this is a large space to draw in, whereas in this one I just got lazy and just drew a little one. You can't actually, I don't know if you can see, that's actually got gold on it. But yeah, I mean, that's a large space to draw a soap. So I may shrink this down a bit and give it a bit more room for notes maybe. But yeah, so I'm quite enjoying using this. It's just, and you know, there's room for recipes. And I've also got the first page, I'm covering up my recipe, is for notes. So, you know, yeah. But I'm really enjoying using this. And whenever I think of something, I just draw it in there now. Okay, I'm going to turn this off, get organised, and we'll get started. Alrighty, I prepared everything last night. I get to use my new spatulas. Aren't they pretty? Look at the colours. Yeah, I decided I was going to do 4 soaps today. My mental health needed 4 soaps apparently. I just needed to soap today. It's that simple. But yeah, I've pre-prepared everything. So this is all my hard oils. And I went ahead and I melted them all together last night. And these are my liquid oils. And I've just mixed them all together. So all I had to do was melt down my hard oils, because if you're a member of the Australian Soap Makers group on Facebook, you hear me talk about this all the time, but you never see me do it. Usually I don't turn the camera on until everything's in here, including the lye. So I just thought I'd show you this. If you put all your hard oils in and melt them down the day before, because this is what I've just found is the easiest. Oh, that lid has a split in it. You end up with this. It's probably a little too close to the camera. So it's solid, and that's got palm, tallow, and coconut in it, because my coconut's, it's cool enough now here that the coconut's almost solid. Yeah, so that's solid, but that only, because they're all incorporated, it doesn't take very long. This was a minute in the microwave, which is probably long enough. We're not doing anything spectacular in this soap, and like you can see, there's still like a bit of chunky stuff in there, but that's okay. It really, I mean, people freak out way too much about temperature. Way too much. All right. So what I'm thinking I might do is this color. This is only going to be a one color soap because it's orange vanilla and it's got 8.5% vanillin in it, so it's just going to go brown. So there's no point screw-assing around with it. So what I'm going to do is get myself a clean paper towel. Let me just put that on there. Oh, the bin's full and everything. Let's get a clean paper towel, put that there. We're going to put this in. I just figured, like I said, this is not something that I do on the camera very much. So I thought I'll do all this whilst the camera is rolling, which is kind of such an old-fashioned statement now because there's nothing rolling in there. Only you and your eyes. But that was pretty good, actually. I'm pretty pleased with that. Now, there's no kaolin clay in there. So I guess I can also show anyone who's new how much kaolin clay. I put like a big heaped tablespoon in. May as well leave that out. We'll sit that on there. That's for coconut. All right, so I'm also going to squeeze in a bit of this vanilla paste. It's probably not worth the effort. This is just stuff I got from Woolies, but it's got speckles. So I thought that might be good. And I've also got some colours, which won't mean much in the end, but for now, they will mean something. So I'm just going to chuck, not the bit of hair that stuck to the spoon. So I'm going to put a lot of both of these in here because it will help a little bit with the brown, but at 8.5%, it's just, I mean, it's going to be brown. It's going to be brown. Especially after that. This is a pretty colour. This is Cotton Candy Mica and the orange is Navel Orange. I do prefer orange pop, but I don't have a lot of it left. All right, so let's give that a whiz. I've got my stick blender over here sitting in the water ready to go, making sure it's all nice and clean. So let's give that a bit of a wipe off. And then we're going to mix all this together. And hopefully I have turned the PowerPoint on. Oh, I have. How surprised was I just then? Did I mention I haven't soaped for a really long time? If only it would turn out this colour. If only, hey? All right, well, I'm going to have to go off camera now because I have to add my lye and my milk, which I will do over there on the scales, and then I will come back. Okay, so as I was pouring the lye in, I saw that there was a little bit of hard oil still stuck in the corner, so I'm just going to make sure they're all out now. That's the advantage of soaping in see-through containers. Oh, all right, so that has the lye and my milk in it. I had to actually look up how much lye I needed, which is unusual because normally I just know. Well, I'm also testing this here, which is a full loaf mold that I have made myself, and I'm very, very excited and very proud that I managed to do this. Because my 3D printers are only like yay big, I can't print anything this big. So the mold I had to cut, I had to print in 2 pieces, and I fitted it together. And I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's a little bit of a seam in the middle. So I wanted to test the mold to see if that seam is visible on soaps. If it's not, then I will start making those and selling them. If it is visible, then I won't be. I should shut up. Alright, we're going to give this a whiz and get it all incorporated. Now, I just want to stop and show you something. I don't know if I can actually. When I have this theory, that's just a theory, or it's a hypothesis, I suppose, that fragrances that discolor get this weird kind of like spit looking thing, slimy spit looking thing on the surface when you're mixing them. So watch this and you'll see what I'm talking about. See that? That, I reckon, is an indication that a fragrance is going to discolor. I don't know, it's just something I've noticed over the many, many years. I'm so old of soapy. I mean, and we know for a fact that this one is going to discolor. So, yeah, I mean, we could say that they go together, but I mean, yeah. Just I've noticed in ones that I've used before that I didn't know what the outcome was going to be, and they have discoloured. So maybe that's the way that vanillin reacts to soap batter, perhaps. I don't know. Well, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. That's thick as. She's thick as, bro. Very thick, which is a little unusual for it to be this thick this quick. We have optimal temperatures for soaping. It's not overly humid. Did I start recording? Oh, thank God for that. It's also very shiny. When they go shiny like that, I don't know, some do and some don't. Like, they don't discolor when they go shiny, but I don't know, some soaps do it. It's very weird. Let's not try and get too much fragrance oil on us. I don't know if this rises. I've used this before, I'm pretty sure. I'd be surprised if I didn't. It's orange and vanilla. It's my 2 favourite fragrances. I'm not even joking. I love citrus, especially orange. Although, no, not especially orange. I probably like mandarin. You know, I don't know. I just like citrus. Citrus, mint, and vanilla are my 3 favourite scent profiles for sure. I love vanilla. But vanilla's one of those smells that in fragrance oils you don't tend to get particularly nice ones. Like, a lot of them are very fake, very synthetic smelling. This is lovely. It's not overly strong. You can also not see any of the speckles of that vanilla bean paste. Was a waste of time. I do have, however, a vanilla bean grinder, which has massive big chunks. Let's do that. Yes, if you put these in your soap, they will go brown. But here's the thing. This soap's going to go brown anyway, right? So this is exactly the same brand. It was just a vanilla bean grinder. Come from Woolies. Most of my stuff comes from Woolies or Coles. Never from Aldi, because I keep forgetting there's an Aldi and I never go to Aldi. People say, oh my God, it's so much cheaper, you really, and I just forget. So it's probably never going to happen. All right, that's looking fine. I like it. Smells good, looks good. Pity it wouldn't stay this colour. As I've mentioned once or twice before, at 8.5% vanillin, it's unlikely it's going to take on very much of that orange colour at all. But who cares? Hey? Who cares? I have vanilla bean all over me. Look at this. Because I've just noticed it in the loaf mold. Okay, so let's jiggle, 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 jiggle. Okay, that goes over there for a minute because we have these. I'm going to make up some of these. Oh yes, I've been making a lot of molds if you hadn't guessed. I'm really enjoying working with silicone actually. I don't know why, just I guess because I have to be creative with the 3D printing to make the blanks, and then it's kind of almost an immediate result once you get to the silicone stage, because the silicone doesn't take very long to set up if you use the right silicone. The more expensive silicone only takes 4 hours to set up. I think I only need 3 each of those, so they can go over there. This has got to come back over here because we have to decorate it. But I'm going to put the rest of this in here. Yeah, the more expensive silicone does set up really quickly. But the more expensive silicone is in absolutely no way viable for me to sell, because this soap loaf mold cost me, just in silicone, like not in the 3D printed base or the 3D printed sides or anything, it cost me $15 just for the silicone, which is, you know, it's not viable as to sell, because no one's going to want to pay $30 for a friggin' loaf mold, which is understandable. I mean, I wouldn't pay that much. So, you know, I can get cheaper silicone, which is, I say cheaper, I mean, it just costs less. It's not cheap silicone. I've used it before. It's just, it's more difficult to work with because it's not one-to-one. And yeah, it takes longer to set up, so. But should bring the cost down enough, I'm thinking, to make it viable. Oh, you know what we haven't done? Oh. Okay, so what we need is a ruler and a pen. I have that. A ruler could be a good idea. I'll have to go get one. Okie dokie. Meanwhile, this is setting up more and more and more. But that's okay. So it's 2.5, 5, 7.5. What's that? 10, 12.5, 15, 17.5, 20, 22.5, 25. I probably should have done it in from the end a little bit, but whatever. Oh, they're too big. Damn it. They're too wide. I should have got smaller oranges. I never think to get small oranges. That's very annoying, I'll have you know. Very annoying. Alright, where's a sharp knife? Nowhere in this house. I'm not a fan of sharp knives because I have a tendency to cut myself because I'm a dickhead. I'm clumsy, so you put a clumsy person anywhere near a friggin' sharp blade, and guaranteed they're going to hurt themselves. That's a dodgy looking piece. That's a bit smaller. Look, none of them are that small. It's not that hard to cut, to be fair. Just have to cut little bits off the edge. That's not too bad. I'll just put it down a little bit on that side and you'd never even know. Never even know. And I can safely say, I don't know why it has to be safely said, but I can say I have never put, that might need just a tiny little bit off, orange on the top of the soap before. I've always wanted to. This has always been one of those things that I was like, oh yeah, I've got to do that one day, and then just never done. It's not like I haven't had the means to dehydrate fruit for a very long time. Oh no, that one might fit. Yeah, look at that. So that one just needs to just be trimmed off a little bit. And that's the last one we need. Yay! Oh, come on. So what I might do with the little ones that I've just put in that container, seeing as they're kind of bored. Oh no, we can't because that's the bottoms. I've got to remember that because the tops have a logo on them now. So I use a stainless steel ruler. Always use stainless steel, don't use any other sort of metals with your soaps. Alright, so let's just make sure they're all, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll go through the cutter, which is going to be a problem because I don't know where it is. Like I know where the one is that cuts crooked, but I don't know where my actual cutter is, my old one that went mouldy, and I got sent a new one, but the new one, it's out of whack, and doesn't cut properly. And didn't want to use it, plus I've busted the string on it, so. Alright, so there we go, that's it. I don't think I'm going to do anything else on that. No, we could do, let's do a little bit of vanilla bean sprinkles. I don't know if they'll fall off or not. They might stick, it might still be wet enough. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. I like that. Oh, very happy. My first soap back in, I don't know, a year maybe. I don't think it's been an entire year, but I haven't soaped since Lee was here. These that I showed you before, Lee sells these. She sells some really nice stuff, so you should go and have a look. That's it. mybiglittlestore.com.au. She has some really nice stuff. She's lovely. And that is it, my friends. I'm very excited. I was fully expecting that to just go horribly wrong. Absolutely no faith in anything, do I? Alright, my friends, I will see you for the cutting. Ta-da! Hello, I am back. Okay, so I unmolded this last night. about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours after I made this, because I had to see. Now, if I get the light on this correctly, there you go, you can see that there's a slight mark where the model that I cast on joins together, and I was really worried that that was going to show up really badly on the soap. Also, you can see how discolored this is, but let me sort of, that is it. That's what you get on the bottom of this, so I'm pretty happy about that. All right, let's give this a cut, shall we? I'm going to have to do it from that angle just because we don't really have any other angles in this room anymore. I'm going to guess that that's the end with a little bit of extra in it. That looks about right. So, yep. All right. I haven't used this cutter for ages. I also haven't soaped for ages. I love the colour this has gone. Absolutely. You can see the difference. There you go. There's the difference. There's the big chunk that was on my finger. But that's what it looked like yesterday. And this is what it looks like today. And I'm really, really liking this colour. So, yeah. It's pretty good, eh? I'm pretty happy with that. It's very boring. I'm sorry, there's not much to this one because it's just a single colour, but it will all go this dark. The interesting thing I thought was how speckled. I took one out. Let me take another one out, see what it looks like. Yeah, because they haven't been out exposed to the air, you can see that side and that side are very different. But it's quite speckly. I'm going to assume that is from the vanilla powder that I put in there. So it's the only thing I can think of. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with these, I've got to say. They're so cute. I love these molds. I'm so glad I made these molds. So glad. Alright, let's get the rest of these out. And there's a speckle of, it's not really a speckle, it's a giant chunk of vanilla. There's not, I mean, I did say, oh, there you go, there's another one. I did say there wasn't very much in there. So, yeah, I was just sort of hoping there would be a little bit more in there, more like it looks like on top, but, oh well. She's all good. She's all good. I'll get this last little bit done. Am I on the camera? I'm on the camera. Yeah, okay, so, this is going to cut badly, I think. Oh, no, it's not. But I did get two ends. So there you go. So this is pretty much the same size as a normal loaf. It's slightly, let me have a look, slightly longer, maybe. Yeah, I think it's just slightly longer. Yeah, but also my silicone is thicker. I don't like the side flopping down. So if these, without this on top, which I don't really want to do, these don't flop around as much because they're so thick. And because this is designed not to go into a box, but rather use the 3D printed sides just up against it like that, lack of floppiness is a good thing. So I suppose the lack of floppiness is a good thing in all things. So well, that's it. Ooh, things everywhere now. Okay, so thank you. I will see you for the next one. All right, ta-da, bye.